because this is what my life has come to. Hey guys, it's Gretchen and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, I thought I would do something a little different. I've mentioned before that I am 27 years old. I turned 27 back in April, the day after my surgery. And 27 has been pretty good so far. My 20s have been pretty good for the most part. But when it comes to your 20s, you're an adult, but you don't feel like it, especially your late 20s. I know me personally, I still do not feel like an adult. I still will run to my mom if I have problems with something, or I'll be like, I need an adult, and then I realize, oh shit, I'm the adult. So I thought for this video I would do something kind of funny, maybe. It may actually be hit too close to home and not be funny, but I thought I would talk about adulting in your 20s, and specifically your late 20s. So the first thing about adulting in your late 20s is feeling rushed to make important life decisions. Now, I am 27 years old. A good portion of my friends are either engaged, married, or having babies. And I'm over here like, y'all seen pictures of my cats? I'm not even in a relationship. Now, I will say that I thought by this point I would be married. I was in a relationship for about 8 years. I thought at this point in my life I would be married. I would have at least started a family. And so once that went kaput, I was just kind of like, you know what? I kind of want to pump the brakes on everything. So now that I'm 27, I feel like my decisions are more important now, if that makes sense. I feel like I need to get into a relationship because, you know, I ain't gonna be this age forever. I ain't gonna be in my prime forever. And so when you're in your late 20s, you start to feel very rushed. You start to feel like you need to be making all these important decisions like right now, and it sucks. Making those important life decisions is pain, whether it's, you know, regarding family matters or whether it's about your career. There's so many different ones, and believe me, I understand the career one too. So making life decisions in your late 20s can feel very rushed, and it sucks. Adulting in your late 20s also means having to hold your own hand. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean by that no one is gonna guide you any longer. You have to guide yourself. So you're like, which path should I take? Shit, I have to come up with this on my own. Going back to making those major life decisions. You have to guide yourself. Now, you may have a support system that'll help you, but ultimately it is up to you. It is no longer your parents' choice, your friend's choice, your professor's choice. It is all on you. You have to guide yourself. You have to hold your own hand in making any decision. Everything boils down to those major life decisions. Fuck. Adulting in your late 20s means you want to be independent, but not really. You still want some assistance, or possibly need assistance. You know, when you're in your teens, or, you know, you're a student in college, your parents or your grandparents will like send you 20 bucks to be able to eat for that week or something like that. 5 bucks, you know, get a Starbucks, something like that. But then when you're in your late 20s, you're sitting there going like, I'm making my own money and it's great that I can do whatever I want with my money, but I need help. Kinda. Not really. Yeah, I do. Oh, I can't make up my mind. That's basically how your late 20s go. You're sitting there going like, I am independent, but if you want to get me money, I'll take it. Adulting in your late 20s means you still don't know what the fuck you're doing. I know this has me written all over it. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing relationship-wise, career-wise, da-da-da-wise. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, I've got 3 different degrees. I'm working on a 4th degree, and I am not utilizing any of those degrees in my current position. You know, what was the point? I don't know what I'm doing. Relationship-wise, I make profiles on dating websites. I start talking to guys and then I'm just kind of like, oh, I don't want to do this. This is awkward. Bye. I don't know what I'm doing. I really don't. Right now, I am all about doing things I want to do and having fun, but at the same time, I'm sitting there going like, I'm fucking 27. I really need to buckle down and decide what I want to do with my life. I still don't know what to do, even while I'm making this video. I don't know. This sucks butt. Adulthood in your late 20s means asking questions to your parents or grandparents or whoever. Questions that you should already know the answer to. Now, I have done this on multiple occasions with my mom. Mom, should I put a whole chicken in the microwave? Well, should I? Mom, should my hoo-ha look like this? Mom, what is this weird dot on my leg? Mom, should I cut the sprinklers off? It's drowning everything. I should know the answer to all of these. Well, maybe not the hoo-ha one, you know, maybe I should see a doctor about that one if it's questionable. That was just an example. Just, okay. Yeah. So we ask questions to other adults who have been adults longer than us. They're more adultier than we are. So we continue to ask questions that we really should know the answer to. I hope this is more late 20-year-olds and not just me, because that's gonna suck. Adulting in your late 20s means determining whether you want to be social or if you want to sleep. Which one is more important to you? I make plans all the time and want to be social and hang out with my friends and do things. But then the time actually comes to do those things and I'm sitting there going like, I really want to take a nap. Like, can we have a nap friend date type thing? Like we're all together and we just have a nap? Is that a thing? Is any of my friends with me on that? Come on, I know some of y'all are like that. So it's that struggle between being tired all the flipping time because of what you're doing and then still wanting to have a social life. You honestly can't have both. Adulting in your late 20s means you no longer are hip or know what's in with the cool kids. Now, for me, I got to be more in the know as long as I did because I was a high school librarian. So I got to know what was in with current high school students at the time. But because I have not worked with high school students now in 2 years, I've kind of lost my in the know. I no longer know what's in the know. However, I know these are in the know. I just got this in the mail today because I had to know what was so cool about it. Hell yeah. Not gonna lie, it's kind of fun. So you're no longer the hip person you thought you were. You're no longer in the know of what's cool and what's not. You know, you're still stuck in the ages of Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat apps. Whereas the younger generations have moved on to bigger and better apps. You no longer know what's cool and what's not. Adulting in your late 20s means fuck finances. That's all I'm gonna say. Just fuck them. Adulting in your late 20s means that you are no longer a graduate, but you are not experienced. You're stuck in limbo. You've been out of school for, you know, a good couple of years, so you can no longer say that you're a new graduate, but you haven't been in the work field long enough to have that, you know, that minimum of 5 years experience that all applications call for, even if they're entry level. So you're stuck somewhere in between and you're sitting there going like, what do I do? Basically my life. And even though I went on to get other degrees, I feel like you can't call yourself a graduate unless it's referring to like undergraduate. And it's been 5 years since I graduated from my undergraduate college. Shit. Adulting in your late 20s means you actually have to give a shit about your health And that when you take sick days, it's actually because you're sick or just have a doctor's appointment. You can no longer pretend to be sick or take those days off when you don't feel like going in. You need to save those for times when you're actually ill. You actually have to care about yourself. Because in your early 20s, you know, you're kind of fit as a fiddle. You're doing great. Your body's all like, yeah, we're doing good. In your late 20s, you start to hit a wall where it's just like you can't be staying up every night until like 4 in the morning and then getting up at 6 in the morning. Your body just can't handle that. And so you get sick. So when you actually take a sick day, it means you're ill. So you actually have to start giving a shit about yourself. Adulthood in your late 20s means cleaning 24/7. Like literally cleaning 24/7. Oh, I just swept 5 minutes later. Fuck! There's a dust particle. You're constantly cleaning, you're constantly decluttering, you're realizing you don't need all that crap that is cluttering every nook and cranny of your place. You start spending your life cleaning. That's what your life has become, is cleaning. I'm taking an entire week off in July from work so I can clean my garage. I moved into my place in October and I still haven't finished unpacking. It'll be July by the time that happens. I'm not very good at adulting at 27 years old. Do as I say, not as I do. Adulthood in your late 20s means you really should have some basic skills down, whether it's cooking, cleaning, fixing shit. You should probably know how to do some things. Don't know how to do laundry? Ooh. That's actually like one chore I enjoy doing. I really like doing laundry. Go figure. Cooking? Yep, nope, still can't do that. But now with my new stomach, I really don't have to. Just a spoonful of peanut butter and I'm full. Ta-da! Tonight's dinner. By the time you're in your late 20s, you really should have some basic skills of some kind, just so you can have them in your arsenal in case you ever need to use them. Adulting in your late 20s means you need to uphold your obligations and your priorities. You need to know the difference, first of all. You need to understand that you cannot split yourself into multiple entities to meet all of them. You need to understand that priorities are at the top of your list and you shouldn't be obligated to anything until those are taken care of. Does that make sense? Either way, priorities and obligations take precedence in your life. And you need to uphold those before you do anything else. Because you're an adult now. And it's important. Fuck that shit. So yes, adult life seemed so grand when you're younger. When you're in your teens, you're like, I can't wait to be an adult. When you're in your early 20s, you're like, I can't wait to go out into the world and do good with my degrees. Or go out into the world and make the better place with whatever I'm doing in my life. And then you get into your late 20s and you're like, well, none of that happened. Adulting in your late 20s is fun. It really is. Yeah, someone hold me. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe. Please go on down and click that big red subscribe button. I would really, really appreciate it. And until next time, bye guys.